All right, I wanted to do a quick recap. And replay isn't the best, but just to kind of give an idea of the kind of trades I was looking at earlier. So, this is the open right here. It is bouncing off a Gann level here, right at the open. And what I'm looking for is confirmation at a Gann. So right now we're pretty far away from the VWAP. So I'm just going to wait a little bit. So now we are going to close. It could have been a scalp low, but again, the VWAP is bullish, so I'm going to wait. Let's see here. Let's calm down. And actually, that was a long right there. Actually, I think I did that live actually. As you can see, it's coming down. So this is you missed that trade. That actually would have been nice. Scanned again. Things kind of stalled at the 442. And now, as you can see, we have a Gann level there and the VWAP. So just do like a couple contracts. And this would be a breakout trade, so it's not ideal. A lot of times, you like to break, retest. So it might kind of whiplash a little bit here. We'll see. I forget. Yeah, so it did actually kind of mention what I mentioned. It did actually retrace right to again. Anyway, so you could have had a better entry than this breakout if you did like a limit order. Nice. So you get a little breakout of the Gann again. As it comes down. Yeah, look at this. This is pretty cool. Stupid. So it's crazy. 2 contracts. It's just insane. So look at that. You get what I call pretty much a full Gann, 2 goldens. Now you get 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's massive right there. So you definitely would be taking off half or whatever or more. Maybe you're just done. If I get a trade like that, again, golden to golden, it is pressing below it a little bit, but we'll just wait for a long entry to get out. Look at it still stalling. I think I forget where it reverses, but so then you can see it. You're getting a reversal candle. So you get out here. Definitely not saying to go long because it wouldn't fit the rules. I need the VWAP to give me confirmation. And the cool thing about the VWAP that I have coded is that it's actually reactive to the most current price action. So you can see the VWAP actually is corresponding with this main Gann. So go back long. And again, your stop would be, this might be a little bit far away because actually that risk would be too much. So if this actually comes back to the Gann, that'd be a loss. So it did come back. I meant to this golden one, but either case. So what I like about this, you have this the Gann with the VWAP. Oops, sorry, I thought I pushed play. So okay, so it comes back a little bit. So this, yeah, today was basically just a breakdown, and then just obviously, and then it kind of chops around. But the nice thing is, so we'd be looking for a short if price can, get below a VWAP with a Gann level. So actually, ooh, does it close? I was gonna say I have to get out of that. Say if it closed, I want to be out of that trade. And then we go up to this Gann here. That's pretty sweet. You're getting a nice rejection off that. Again, I'm not going to say you were short there, but you definitely would be taking profit. So again, then we'd be looking for either. So I can't, at least for my rules, I can't short this, even though it looks. I mean, it looked really good. I mean, you could have scalped there, of course. I mean, anything. But now I'm looking for using the VWAP. So what I'm going to do is wait for a bounce off of it if I get a close above it. So my entry would have been, 207. But so let's, enter, see if we can just get another Gann. Maybe it'll work. I forget. And not trying to get too much out of this, end of the, look at it's 11. So look at that Gann, like Gann. So basically, you would have been probably entering at 05, and then you're looking to get out off that bounce. So, it's not always going to work out like that, obviously, but we'll see if we can find one that doesn't work. Because I think I had like 3 trades in a row. We'll see. So again, just using the VWAP as kind of a bounce here. There's not really. I guess you could be long there, but I mean, geez, it's tough to be. So you could have longed into the Gann. I don't like longing unless there's a little more room, because like that can happen. But so again, we're out of the VWAP, right? So we'll see if this works again. Hitting again, and so we're waiting for a bullish candle closure on the HA. Okay, so we'll see if we can get another scalp out of this. See if one will lose. Okay, so we're in the red. If it gets below it, if it gets 169, we have to get out of that. Oh, and actually look, with price crossing below it, I definitely would be out of that. So that's a losing trade. So there you go. There's a setup that does not work. Yeah, the clouds didn't turn bullish, but if you waited for that every time, you'd never take a trade hardly. So we'll see if we can get back above it. If not, okay. So we'll see if we don't take 2 losses in a row. So there you go. Let's see if we. Oh, look at that. Okay, so one more candle. So yeah, right to the VWAP for a nice scalp. So there you go. So one that failed and the one that did really well. So that's just kind of how I use the VWAP with Gann levels. Obviously, you can use the 200 EMA, but it's so lagging. I like using the VWAP as one of my confirmations to trade Gann levels. So anyway, look at that. It's almost noon, and you could, again, that's potential long there, but ideally you want to be at the long above the VWAP with Gann. So there you go. We have another opportunity. Let's see if this one works. And you're playing with these ranges. Sometimes they're not going to work. Okay, so there you go. It wicks down. Let's see if on the next if it goes right below it, we'll get out. Okay, so there you go. It gets out, so that's 2 losses there. So this, like 3 or 4 winners, or 4, I think for sure. And now we're at the Gann level. There's no, it have to go short here. It have to close below 170. Okay, so that's in their setup here to go short. I forget if this gets burned or not. I forget. And you're targeting this Gann down here in order to lose. Ooh, okay, so there's a loss. Okay, so now we're waiting for a close above the Gann. And I mean, to be fair, now we're trading kind of garbage. But that's all right. I mean, right? It's always good to see where things don't work versus when they do. And so we get a nice bounce off Gann, and we're above the VWAP. So we'll see if this holds. I forget. And looking to get out pretty soon here. Yeah, gotta be out. So that's a nice winning trade there. So anyway, that's you know, maybe a very simplistic view of how you could trade Gann. Really, if you just traded pretty much the gold Ganns, you're going to actually be more profitable likely. Trading the secondaries and miners or can be good. And to be fair, doing replay on HA doesn't get the full effect. I got to, I need to do some live trades where, it shows you how it really works. But, just because it gives you an idea, you can kind of do some back testing on when it breaks above again with VWAP. And, with this, you are going to miss some of these beautiful, if you really know price action, I mean, double top out again, that's a very solid play. Of course, even this is a nice too. Like it comes down, holds. It's hard for me to be everywhere. So I like using the VWAP is good enough for me to catch some good scalps, especially if you look overnight. Look at that beautiful scalp down. It's below the VWAP, scalping down. Actually, I said back. Well, if you're really good at taking profit, otherwise you break even. Great trade there, down. Everything's below the VWAP, so it's closing. My old days that'd probably be a long, but again, I'm not going to counter trend against the VWAP. If you want to play every level, there's a loss. There's no trade there. That would be a loss. If you're playing breakouts, there's a nice scalp down. One thing I wouldn't be trading. One thing is because this was a news event. I think I forget what it was. Anyway, I wouldn't be trading during 8:30 on news. So you can see what happens. It looks good going back in time, but that's pure gambling there. So if you are waiting for an opportunity to get in, though, then as it closes above this level, you go long here up to here. So anyway, that's how I'd use that. And like I mentioned, we cut that down. So just kind of a quick recap of today's trading, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.